I'm not perfect, God, neither are you. Tell these salty motherfuckers to tell the truth. Tell politicians to give up the rooms. Tell silent voters to stand up to the booth.
God, it's me. Can you hear my plea? Feeling like I'm lost in this world, can't you see? Demons creeping in, trying to take control of me. But I'm just trying to find the light, trying to break free. I'm not perfect, God, neither are you. But why you keep forgetting me? What did I do? Trying to have a convo, but you starting to preach. Feeling like I'm on a leash. Can't find no peace, find no peace. Living in hell, can't you hear my plea? I'm suffocating, can't you see? Why you let these false prophets roam free? While the well-run suffer, can't you see? I'm not perfect, God, neither are you. Why you keep targeting me? What did I do? Trying to have a convo, but you starting to preach. Feel like I'm on a leash, can't find no peace.
Hardest battles, strongest soldiers, greatest burden, broadest shoulders, pushing up just like these boulders. See conflict like it's water, still this mercy, take my chalice, seeking grace through all this malice. All of these salty motherfuckers could give up.
Politics and sinners, they all the same. Got me stuck in this endless game, but I won't give up,
won't play the role.
Gotta do what's best
for my soul.
I'm not perfect, God, neither are you. Tell these salty motherfuckers to tell the truth. Tell these politicians to give up the room. Tell silent voters to stand up to the booth. Living wild but truthfully free, God keep on watching over me. Take my pleas.
Hey. Happy Martin Luther King Day. You know, it's a celebration. I guess if that's what you want to call it, you know, Martin Luther King Day. But first of all, I want to get into the 9-word problem, how Black history is flattened and Black stories are erased. But before I get into that, I want to get into Don Tripp, bad guys last forever. And it's funny we talking about bad guys because we really going to get into it, man. I want y'all to dig in, get your tea, get your coffee, get your water, get your pop, get your cigarette, get your weed, whatever you got to get, man, go get it because you're not going to want to miss this today. On Martin Luther King Day, inaugural day, and is it Free a Nigga Day?
Damn, Tooch.
Motherfucker, I'm great. In fact, I never been better. Everyone that hated on me, bitch, I got a vendetta. I go get it whenever. I don't wait on nobody. Got them fully automatic arms like I'm robotic. How you wanna go about it? We want all the smoke, bitch, just let me know. This the last time you see your foes. Hope you left a note. Can't quite teach your old dog new tricks, cause I'm thumping like I'm Razor Ramon toothpick. I ain't got no recollection for the money that I spent, and I still ain't got no value for your 2 cents. Say I think you being followed, them 2 cars up to something. Go ahead, run the red like they run it too, then we gon' flush them. I'll never say I'm sorry for never feeling sorry. I lost my brother back in 2020 and it scarred me. I went broke back in 2020 like they robbed me. I shook it off and got it all back, baby, Godspeed. Bring it to a nigga front door like a hotkey. I'm loading up a special batch of bullets for my rivalries. Black and white, my cars, call them ebony and ivory. Boy, my heart so cold as an ice storm advisory. I'm great. In fact, I never been better. Everyone that hated on me, bitch, I got a vendetta. I go get it whenever. I don't wait on nobody. Got them fully automatic arms like I'm robotic. Wait, cash rules everything around me. I was somewhere playing in the mud when they found me. My money dirty too, and so is my Kalishnikov. Ho, you better know I keep the stick like a shish kebab. Pulling up to pick 'em off, take my time and clip 'em off. No, ain't no going back and forth, this ain't pickleball. You don't wanna take it there, you probably shouldn't get involved. Me and all my dogs charging in like we kicking off. Bitch, I'm great. In fact, I I never been better. Everyone that hated on me, bitch, I got a vendetta. I go get it whenever, I don't wait on nobody. Got them fully automatic arms like I'm robotic. I'm great, in fact, I never been better. Everyone that hated on me, bitch, I got a vendetta. I go get it whenever, I don't wait on nobody. Got them fully automatic arms like I'm robotic. Yeah. Long live Bill.
Man, that is so the truth. Bad guys last forever. And good morning, 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 good morning. I want to talk about something. You know, it's Martin Luther King Day, right? I want to talk about how Martin Luther King Day got started. And before we get into really the episode, right, I want to talk about how did Martin Luther King get a holiday? Because I do think that's important. We got to learn the story, right? We got to learn the history. And I want to talk about that today, right? So how did Martin Luther King Jr. get a holiday? Because we don't have one. I see that just this weekend, Marcus Garvey got commuted. You know, he was released from his, I mean, he's dead or whatever, but it was cleared his name. You know, Malcolm X, we've seen what the government did to him. So are we celebrating something where, you know, in America, they look down on this? So I really want people to think about that and to think about that, right? Of why Martin Luther King Day do we celebrate, but not Malcolm X, not Barnyard Rustin, nah. We already know why we don't celebrate the NOIA, but why not the UNIA? You know, there's so many other things that go on in America, but we don't celebrate. We got a whole month, but do they really tell us the truth? So let's get into how did Martin Luther King Jr. Day get a holiday.
Why wasn't Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebrated in all 50 states until the year 2000? And what do the NFL, taxes, and Stevie Wonder have to do with it? Most of us are familiar with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for his role in advancing civil rights and his participation in landmark protests, such as the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, the Montgomery bus boycotts, the Selma to Montgomery marches, as well as his involvement in civil disobedience and nonviolence. But even though the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. seems relatively common today, his role in U.S. history was contentious during his years of activism. He was closely monitored by the FBI during his lifetime for his protests. He was arrested approximately 29 times on trumped-up charges for his attempts to change unjust and biased laws. He spoke openly in favor of labor rights and against U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War and racial terror, causing many to label him as anti-American or a communist sympathizer. In 2014, Professor Beverly Gage, a historian at Yale, unearthed a 1964 letter from a supposed detractor who accused King of infidelity and insinuated that he should commit suicide. The letter was later discovered to be sent from the FBI, which was then led by J. Edgar Hoover, a notorious King detractor. Although the discovery of the letter's authorship came over a decade later from the Senate's Church Committee on Intelligence Overreach. And when he was awarded an honorary doctorate from Yale in 1964, certain parents, students, and members of the public expressed outrage at the university's decision. But the tricky part of this conversation is that, yes, Dr. King in some cases broke the law, but those same laws were later overturned when they were discovered to be unjust. So although his legacy is currently celebrated, that was not always the case, making the passage of his federal holiday controversial when it was first proposed. But the pathway to MLK Day becoming a holiday was a rocky one, and here at the Origin of Everything, we thought we'd take this occasion to note some of the important landmarks on the path to how the federal holiday came into existence. Because although it might seem like something of a given to many of us today, the holiday wasn't recognized and celebrated in all 50 states until 2000. That's right, MLK Day was fully recognized nationwide for the first time the month after the world calmed down from Y2K madness. But before we get to what halted the holiday spread, we should first ask ourselves, what were the earliest iterations of Martin Luther King Jr. Day and when did it begin? Beginning in March 1968, MLK was in Memphis in support of the black sanitation workers who had been on strike. On April 3rd, he delivered his final speech, "I've Been to the Mountaintop," at the Mason Temple. On April 4th, he was shot and killed by James Earl Ray Ray while standing on the second floor balcony outside of his room at the Lorraine Motel. 4 days after his assassination, Congressman John Conyers of Michigan, who recently resigned, introduced the first legislation to make Martin Luther King Jr. Day a federal holiday. By June 26 of that same year, the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Center was founded in Atlanta, Georgia. And on January 15, 1969, the King Center began to commemorate his birthday with an ecumenical service, which gained attention as a model for other observances of his birthday nationwide. But these were privately held ceremonies and not a federal holiday. So that brings us to our next question. If Martin Luther King Jr. Day began as a series of private observances, then when did it become a federal holiday? And why was there so much resistance to its passage? Well, it seems like there were two camps that formed in resistance to recognizing MLK Day as a national holiday. The first was concerned with King's history as a political objector and activist, while the other was concerned with the costs associated with creating a federal holiday. In 1971, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference collected 3 million signatures in support of making King Day a holiday, and these signatures were presented to Congress, but Congress didn't progress any action to make it a federal holiday that year. Then in 1973, Illinois became the first state to pass legislation making MLK a state holiday, followed by Massachusetts and Connecticut in 1974. And in 1975, the New Jersey State Supreme Court ruled that the state must provide a paid holiday for state employees on MLK Day because of its labor contracts with the New Jersey State Employees Association. From 1975 to 1983, pressure from the public, congressional hearings from King's widow, Coretta Scott King, and calls to action from the National Council of Churches all influenced the conversation around whether Martin Luther King Jr. Day should become a federal holiday in all 50 states. Recording artist Stevie Wonder even got in on the act with the release of his 1980 song Happy Birthday, celebrating the birthday of Dr. King and urging for the holiday to be passed. By 1983, the continued pressure had paid off, and both the Senate and Congress were strongly in favor of the passage of MLK Day, but even with the majority of leaders supporting the passage of the federal holiday, there still remained some holdouts. Senator Jesse Helms of North Carolina came out against the bill, calling King a supporter of radical political views and action-oriented Marxism, before temporarily blocking the Senate action on the House-approved bill in 1983. And although the bill was criticized by Helms, it wasn't universally unpopular or popular along specific party lines, with senators and congressmen and women supporting the bill on either side of the aisle. Then in 1983, the King Holiday Bill was passed, which called for MLK Day to be celebrated on the third Monday in January. The bill received bipartisan support and was sponsored by Democratic Rep. Katie Hull from Indiana and Republican Rep. Jack Kemp of New York. Later that same year, the bill was passed in the Senate, sponsored by Senator Ted Kennedy, before being signed by President Reagan on November 3rd. The holiday was scheduled to begin in 1986. So the first MLK Day was celebrated as a federal holiday in 1986, but it wasn't recognized in all 50 states until 2000. So that brings us to our final question. What happened to the holiday in the 14 years between the scheduled beginning of Martin Luther King Jr. Day and its first nationwide recognition in 2000? Well, in 1984, the King Holiday Commission was formed and chaired by Coretta Scott King, and the holiday was first celebrated in 1986 as planned. But remember when I noted that there were some opposed to passing a federal holiday in honor of King because of the potential cost to taxpayers? Well, with the passage of a federal holiday came the question of paid leave for unionized employees and federal employees. In 1990, only 18% of the 317 corporate employers surveyed by the Bureau of National Affairs provided a paid King holiday. But labor unions were one of the strongest supporters of making MLK Day a federal holiday, especially in light of his support of workers' rights and labor unions. And in fact, waves of strikes or workers refusing to work on King's birthday in the 1970s helped to garner support for making MLK Day a federal holiday. Also, the creation of a federal holiday isn't exactly cheap, and it's different from a national holiday. The 10 recognized federal holidays celebrated today are not technically national holidays. A national holiday would mean that Congress and/or the president has enforced the recognition of a holiday in all 50 states, whereas a federal holiday is a holiday that applies only to federal employees and to the District of Columbia. And with the creation of a holiday that gives time off to federal employees, as well as the potential for paid time off to employees in the private sector, there is an associated cost. A 1999 congressional report notes, supporters of the bill argued that a federal holiday would provide genuine and deserved recognition to Dr. King and the civil rights movement that he led. Opponents maintained that the nation did not need a 10th federal holiday and cited its expense to the taxpayers, an estimated 220 to 240 million a year in lost productivity in the federal workforce and more than 4 billion in the private sector. But even though they were concerned about the cost of providing a holiday, there were instances in which employers and states actually lost money for not recognizing MLK Day. Labor unions were one of the strongest supporters of the making of MLK Day a federal holiday, especially in light of his support of workers' rights and labor unions. And in fact, waves of strikes or workers refusing to work on King's birthday in the 1970s helped to garner support for making MLK Day a federal holiday. In 1991, the National Football League voted to remove the 1993 Super Bowl from Arizona over the state's refusal to recognize MLK Day, deciding to host it in Pasadena instead. By 1992, Arizona passed a referendum establishing a statewide King holiday, which was first celebrated in 1993. But even with these counter-arguments presented against the passage of MLK Day, there was still steadily growing support for the new holiday. Then Governor Gene Shaheen of New Hampshire signed MLK Day into law in 1999, making the year 2000 the first year that the holiday was celebrated in every state nationwide. So how does it all add up? Well, it seems the path to MLK Day becoming a federal holiday was a rocky one, and although pushback surrounding King's recognition after his assassination was influenced by his legacy as a civil rights leader, another component of the story was surrounding labor organizing alongside individual states and employers being reluctant to offer a paid holiday for employees. But it was the advocacy of unions, the activism of the general public, and the sustained organizing of groups such as the King Center that finally saw this federal holiday recognized across the US. So, what do you think? Have any other resources and insights to share on the origins of this federal holiday?
That's crazy.
Drop them below. Have a safe long weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Man, that's crazy. You know, and we only have these holidays for certain reasons. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that it's to save taxpayers money. We want to do this. We want to do that. But yet we send all this money to Ukraine, to inside Gaza, and I'm not against it. But why can't we? That's my whole crazy thing of it is it's got to be so wet, so watered down, and instead of just the truth of what it really is. And I will never understand that. You know, just like with today, I really been having a hard time. I shouldn't really say I have a hard time with this, but I think about something of the presidential inauguration and then Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, right? I think about I Have a Dream. I think about, you know, the civil rights movement. I think about everything that we've been through as Black people. And can we really celebrate it? Can we celebrate the fact that our leaders had to die to be seen? To be seen. To be seen. Because they strip away the conflicts in school. You know, the humanity that people went, the way they were treated, the sweat, the blood, and the tears. All because, you know, that's the one crazy thing is because we look at shit nowadays, right? We're not desensitized to see niggas getting shot in the head while we're out kicking it. But yet we'll go to school and tell these motherfuckers that we're desensitized or that we're triggered by the things that they show us in history. Because I don't get that. I honestly don't get that. Because that they only tell us about a few people, three-dimensional people. And it becomes nothing more than the symbols and avatars for some feel-good narrative. That's honestly what I feel like. It's like, because we don't know the Claudette Colvins. We don't know we only see what y'all give us on Netflix. We only see what you give us on Hulu, on Tubi. You know, it's crazy because I do look at it, right? I've been watching a lot of Tubi movies lately, right? And especially when it comes to historical documentaries, you know, them niggas all over the Diddy shit. God, I'm gonna say this. If Diddy get out, man, that's crazy because it really trips me out of how You know, even when it comes to like Snoop and Nelly and Rick Ross and Soldier Boy, and we seen with like Beyonce, Jamie Foxx, and you know all these motherfuckers out here. We were already warned. It doesn't matter. Here's my thing of it is right, and I will put it like this: you're a paid entertainer. You're paid to entertain. So why would I not think that you're just another puppet in the pawn, another puppet in a pawn in the game? It doesn't make any sense. I know you're getting paid to influence black people. You're influencing people to go a certain way, even though you may not believe in that way, but it's all good because you're getting paid. That will never make no sense to me. It never will because it makes me wonder. It makes me think about all the, I ain't ready for that yet. I'm not ready for that yet. But it makes me wonder, like, what the fuck? Because I want to go into, I want to make people think today, right? It's inauguration day, it's Donald Trump, but I want to make people think, right? So I know I put it here somewhere. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Maybe did it not stay? Oh, wow. No, it's whatever. I got a video. Maybe I didn't. But if people don't know Derek House, I want people to Google Derek House. This is a situation that's in Woodbridge, Illinois. The officers detained the wrong person. It was a black man named Derek House. This happened last year, January 19th of last year. So it's almost a year. But it's crazy how the video is just coming out now. But he's suing the Woodbridge Police Department, Derek House is. And I want people to watch this video. Maybe it didn't step because I did have a trigger warning, but I don't think they don't shoot him or anything. Not that I believe, because I was doing other things. But it did make me sad to see is that they pulled somebody over all for the simple fact of that this man was a black man and that the suspect was all you heard was black, like the police. And it's sad to me of like, we have to live in a society that where, you can be an affluent black male, but because somebody has a bad experience with a black person, you want to stereotype all black people as bad. And I'm not for all that. So look at Derek House, and I want people to think about his situation and what went wrong, because this could have turned lethal. This could have turned fatal. And for no reason, because they had the suspect was black. Come on, man. Like the way they treated this man, he needs some help. And I feel bad for Derek House because these are not what we pay officers to do. You know what I'm saying? And we need to be held. We need to be holding these people accountable because we pay taxes. That's what I will never get, because that's what I will never, never, never understand, because if we don't pay our taxes, they can't pay this law enforcement. They can't pay our schools. So if we bucked the system a little bit and stood up to it, stood up to Big Brother, but everybody want to choose that fear where you forget it and run instead of facing it and rising. And we see that all over the world as you see people facing their fears and rising, no matter if they were told like Hamas or in Syria, or look at Gaddafi, look at, I forget his name, it's on the tip of my tongue, but he was in jail. And then, we were told he was a monster. I'm gonna get his name, but we were told he was a monster. A monster. But we don't understand when we're sitting here and we're programmed. I'm gonna say that because we're programmed. We're programmed a certain way because we look at these situations and everybody's got an opinion. They never want to give you the facts, but there's an opinion. That's what's crazy to me, is because why should it come down to an opinion? And why not come down to facts of what is right and what is wrong? It doesn't matter what color the person is. It doesn't matter if they were shooting. We got to go by the circumstances. would a normal person be in fear of their life in this type of situation? Because we all know that situations happen faster, and they happen so fast, right? It's like boom, bam, wham, and then there's a situation. I think about, Kim Potter, the whole thing with Dante Wright. I think about, an officer who was supposed to be trained and know the difference between a handgun and something that's way lighter, like a taser, and doesn't know the difference, doesn't know the trigger difference. It makes me nervous because how do I know that I'm about to be tased, but the officer grabbed the wrong and it wasn't the taser, it was actually the gun? So I'm not expecting a bullet. I'm expecting taser throds, prones, whatever they want to call them. And that's insane to me, to think that I could be in a heat of a moment type of situation, and the officer, because of something that happened earlier that day, or just maybe prior, and had a bad experience with another person, all is that discombobulated and grabs his gun instead of his taser. It's come on, man. We're human beings. We're human beings, but we have to call that out. It's not an accident because you're trained. You're trained to be under that type of high level pressure, and to be able, I'm not saying that humans don't make mistakes, but why do we keep on making the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over and over and over again? And then we don't learn. We don't change anything. Because here's my one thing. These back to blue people. I think about Udell, Texas. You had a whole elementary school of kids you had a school shooter that kids were dying. And officers didn't want to risk their pensions, they want to worry about their kids. What do you mean? That's what's insane to me, is because like I really think about all my friends and people that I'm close to. And I think about, like, especially in Red Wing, you have she's a school board member, Rachel Schultendorf, and she's a physician's assistant. But you see how she acts. Well, not only as a bad human being, but also as a biased and a discriminatory human being. You know what I'm saying? She's got negrophobia because some blacks she's okay with, but it's not all blacks. And I'm really starting to see that, because if you go to a certain area, right? This is why I look at Walter or A.K. Kamara, who are Republicans, right? But they don't understand being in North Minneapolis, because here's the thing of it is, man, and I'm going to show this right after I show this Derek House video, and I'm sorry for venting, but I really want to show this Derek House, but I really want to show this interaction between AK, Reverend Tim Christopher, and me, because we're asking. Well, I mean, I always give the nigga shit because I know the nigga's history. I know his daddy ain't from here. You know what I'm saying? So when other people ask him, is he a foundational Black American? He can't answer it, because I look at a lot of the Hotep niggas. I look at a lot of the FBA niggas. You know what I'm saying? When you claim something, and here's the thing of it is, he never claimed he was FBA. He asked him if he was a foundational Black American, right? Because there's a meaning behind that. There's a history. So that, but I really, oh damn, my phone's going off. But here goes Derek House, in Woodbridge, Illinois.
Put it in park, real slow. Everything got you. You look at me and nobody else. You do what I say, you'll be okay. Real slow, come out of that car. You guys got cover?
Got cover. You got it?
Away from me. Face away from me. Walk back to me real slow. Real slow. Real slow. Now move. Hands behind your back right now. This is weapon. I just got it from the
Tom, come up here.
You guys gotta be down on that. We're explaining it in the middle. We're gonna say.
Charlie Nora, 49263. Hey, Tom, this I don't think this is the right car. That's not the right car.
Oh shit. Well, I hope this is the right car. Got the wrong person.
This is the wrong car.
Wow. And they don't give a fuck.
794663.
Right, they don't even care.
This is the wrong car.
It's the wrong car.
It's the wrong car.
Crazy as hell.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
But the plate don't match.
The last 4 or 5 are wrong.
It's the wrong plate.
Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah, we gotta talk to Dan about the fucking bring, you know?
Yep.
Damn. Look at this shit. Crazy, man. Wrong person, man. And it things like that.
Window down. Put the window down.
All
Put the
because
window
I'm
down.
gonna call the driving while you're black.
Window down. Put the window down. Put both of your hands out the window right now. Put
Another
both of your hands out the window.
Black man.
Go ahead.
Right, that's crazy. I feel so sorry for individuals that just because you're black, you get stereotyped.
Okay, real slow, left hand, do it from the inside. You come out with a gun, we are going to end you. Do you understand? There you go. There you go. Come on out. I gotta put the time, sir. Put it in the car.
It's crazy as hell that's the first thing. It's the, that kind of response, all for the wrong person. That's what I'm saying. These niggas be these motherfucking police officers be gung-ho, man. And here's the thing of it is, are we gonna continue paying for bad behavior? All because they're telling us that it's right. All they're telling us, they need this type of policing. I will never understand it. I will never understand it. I will never understand it. And that's wild to me, of like how other people are okay with their taxes, because these are tax paid employees. So if this was somebody who was working in a security company, do you not think that everybody that went to this situation would not have been fired? Because you had the wrong person. You're trained. That's, never mind. These are police officers. They're not trained very well. Would you go to a doctor that keeps on making mistakes over and over and over again? No, we're going to go to somebody else because we don't want to put our lives at risk. So why are we out here okay with police officers that are buck wild, that are not trained right, doing these things to people that are just living their lives? They're not even committing crimes. That's wild as hell to me.
Real slow. Everything real slow.
I'm gonna shoot you in your head if you come.
God damn, that's wild.
Real slow. Now get the left.
Wow.
Slow down.
I'm gonna shoot you in your head.
Siren.
I'll fuck you up, nigga. I'll slap the shit out this nigga. I'm gonna shoot you in your head. Shoot me in my head for what, nigga? Fuck out of here.
I got you. You look at me, nobody else. You do what I say, you'll be okay.
Whoa, Lord.
Real slow, come out of that car. You guys got cover?
Wow.
Face away from me. Face away from me. Face that car. Walk back to me, real slow. Real slow. Real slow.
That's crazy.
Right now.
Oh, for us, man. I don't have any weapons. I just came from Costco, dude.
Right. They don't even be caring about none of that shit. That's the sad part.
61 to 10.
He's trying to tell them they got the wrong
You
person.
guys gotta be down, my man.
Right.
We'll explain everything in a minute, but we're gonna do it safe.
Explain everything, we're gonna do it safe. What about his safety, motherfucker? That's crazy. Wow. This nigga was just going to Costco. That's wild.
You want to put him in my
Crazy,
car? Yes,
man. That our taxes go to this type of shit, man.
Have a seat.
Have a seat. Look out. Shoot you in the head, motherfucker.
I got you.
I'm crazy as fuck.
Gentlemen, not a word with him. Don't explain what's going on. Don't ask him a question.
Don't explain what's going on because you niggas got the wrong card. Stupid motherfucker. God, I hate these police.
Sam 20. We're out to the PD 1 mil 95, starting mileage 106972.
I can't get out. I can't do this shit. To be a black man in America, boy. To be a black man in America. It ain't easy. It's not easy. The trauma, the detriment, the discrimination, the bias that we have to go through, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. We have to go through racism, but not only just racism, I mean, it's white systemic fucking policies, but we have to go through all these niggas too, these gatekeepers.
Place the car.
Here's the
Take
deal.
out of handcuffs. There you go. Okay, I'm going to give you some information on who I am. So we talk about what's going on, okay? But I want to take care of these handcuffs first. Oswego PD had a shooting. Car plates. The car is the same as yours. Plates match with... Wait, hold on.
No.
Hold on.
No.
Right.
No.
Plates match. 2 of them are off. All right? That's why you're placed in handcuffs. We thought you were the guy.
No,
all right? You're
No,
not. I understand
wow.
that. All right? Hey, listen, look at me.
That's crazy.
What's up?
Okay.
Understand that? I'm going to give you my card. This is on me.
Absolutely.
Absolutely on me. Let's clear these roads out.
Y'all threatening to shoot me in the
Damn right.
Don't move. Put your hands up. Like,
You're right.
This is
Right.
ridiculous.
Okay, well, listen.
This is ridiculous. I've been out here for 15 fucking years and never have I once in my life. My man, nothing, dude.
You have to look
My
at it
man, nothing, dude. That shit.
He's got every right to
Right, he got every right to be.
You are absolutely
Especially you, Harvey.
Right.
Especially you.
Damn.
All right.
Right. Talk about, I'll shoot you
My
in the
name is
head,
Derek
nigga.
House, man. I've been out here. I lived in Woodridge for 10. I've been in Downers Grove for 3, man. I'm a upstanding citizen. My kids go to school here. I'm well respected. That is wrong.
Wow.
You don't do that. You don't do that.
It doesn't matter because you know what's crazy to me is like, so I want to go back to one part where he's like, oh, here it is. So right here, right, I'm gonna play it a little bit. Watch this shit. The nigga get out the car, go around like he's dude is a threat or something.
Put the window
That's
down.
crazy.
Put the window down. Put the window down. Put the window down. Put the window down. Put both of your hands out the window right now. Put both of your hands out the window.
This would I mean I totally do not understand this, right? Shit, dude, I got the wrong car.
This is the right car.
Damn, told you. Man, that's crazy.
That's the right car.
They right.
This is the wrong car.
Wow.
794663. Yeah, this is the wrong car. We're all good. This is the wrong.
Wow, that's crazy as hell to me, man. And to be, you know what's crazy is because they could have killed Derek and had the wrong person. Didn't even have the right person, but had the wrong person and could have killed him. You think they cared? In the moment, they didn't. In the moment, they knew something was wrong and they didn't care because they were going to try to fix it. Didn't matter who it was. They were going to fix it. And that's wild as hell to me. How we as individuals do not call that fucking bad behavior out. How we do not say anything about bad behavior. Because we pay for this. We pay for police officers to say, oh, whoops, my bad, my fuck up. I fucked up. We pay for this shit. We pay for bad behavior. And why? Why? That's sick to me. That's fucking crazy. That's wild. That's wild as hell that we literally will do the things that because we're told that it's a certain way, that we see it that way. Instead of that we know it's wrong, but because we're being told that it's right, it's okay. And I will never understand that. I will never get that because we're free thinkers. We think for ourselves, don't we? Or do you just go with the crowd? Do people hate being alone? Do people hate being, are you got some kind of issues with codependency? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to talk bad. I'm just being honest of like, for real. It's oh my God. Yeah, this is fucking wild. Oh man, it's been a fucking day already. And it's just Monday. But it's a weird ass Monday though, because it's January 20th. It is January 20th. January 20th, 2025. And you have so many things going on right now. So many things going on. So many things, man. And it's wild to me. Yeah, I just don't get it. I 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 don't get it. Maybe I never will. That's the one thing is that maybe I will never get it. Maybe I will never get it, and maybe I'm not meant to get it. And that's all right. But damn, can somebody at least explain this shit to me? Your thoughts, instead of just having to live like this, you motherfuckers came out here and explain it or, say like, hey, this ain't right. We're gonna do better, but no, y'all don't be doing none of that shit. None of that shit. None of it. Because you just continually allow these people to do bad behavior. And we pay for it. We pay for bad behavior. We pay to look the other way. Even though we know in history throughout the years that there has been individuals that have done us wrong. And we're okay with that. And we're okay with that. That's wild to me. I will never, just like what's going on in Minnesota with the House. How do we get anything done? That's the one crazy thing because Tim Walz. I don't understand it. They tell us this is wrong. One side is like, oh, we're right. And then one side, oh, we're right. We're wrong. You're wrong. And then the court responds. So who do you believe? Even though they're saying that the courts is wrong, that's the one crazy thing. I don't understand Minnesota. And maybe I never will, and maybe I'll never get it. And that's fine and dandy. But I really want to know how people think because I still don't get this shit. I still don't understand how people can not question individuals that have so much power of how you live and not say anything and being content.
Today, the Minnesota Supreme Court ruled that Governor Tim Walz violated state law by calling a special election too soon in District 40B. DFL candidate Curtis Johnson won that seat by 7,500 votes in November. But a Ramsey County judge ruled he doesn't live in the district and cannot take office. Republican House Speaker designate Lisa Damuth released a statement saying, quote, I'm pleased the court correctly ruled that the governor failed to follow the law in his attempt to speed up the special election to help the political fortunes of the Democrat Party. That was Damuth. A special election in that Roseville district was set for January 28th, but now the governor will have to choose a new later date. Well, DFL's State Senator Nicole Mitchell's request to delay her burglary trial has been granted. Earlier this evening, a Becker County judge issued the ruling to push the trial set to begin January 27th. It must now be rescheduled within 60 days of May 19th, which is the end of the legislative session. Mitchell was charged with burglary after allegedly breaking into her stepmother's Detroit Lakes home in April of last year. Right now, the DFL and GOP are operating under a power sharing agreement because seats are split 33 to 33. Meanwhile, back in the Minnesota House, week 2 of the legislature is likely to look a lot like week 1, with Democrats there still boycotting. Tom Hauser is here now with more on a contentious interview with House Republican and Democrat leaders.
It is hard to keep track with everything happening at the Capitol. Neither side seems ready to give in on the positions they've staked out in the Minnesota House. There is no sign Democrats and Republicans will reach a power sharing agreement anytime soon. Next week, the Minnesota Supreme Court will take up a petition filed by Democrats.
Wow. A quorum is present.
The question of whether Republicans have a quorum will likely be decided by the Minnesota Supreme Court. Republicans have a 1-seat majority of 67 to 66 in the current House membership of 133, but will likely be tied 67-67 with Democrats after a special election January 28th.
They essentially want to take a 2-week advantage and turn it into a 2-year advantage in the legislature, which is something we can't accept.
Republican House Majority Leader Designate Harry Niska says Democrats could have shown up and made those arguments on the House floor.
Well, not only could they have done that, come into the House and made those arguments, the law required them to come to work on Tuesday at noon. That's when the law says that all members of the legislature have to get to work at noon. Democrats chose to break that law, not show up.
DFL House Floor Leader Jamie Long says they're denying Republicans the chance to unseat Democrat Brad Tabke.
They are going to kick out Representative Brad Tabke, and I hope that Harry will answer the question today, yes or no. Right now, he has won his election, he has won his recount, he has won the court case. You have now had 3 days to review the court decision. Will you or will you not allow Representative Tabke to be seated?
Your answer.
The only person who's unseating Brad Tabke is Brad Tabke today. I've been to the House 3 times. Brad Tabke has not taken his seat. There is a legal process that's not done. There's a contest about his election.
Long also claims Niska has a conflict of interest because Republicans hired a lawyer from his firm to represent House Republicans before the Supreme Court.
It is a partner of his law firm. You could have found any other attorney to do this, but yet he chose to give taxpayer money to a partner of his own law firm for their legal defense.
He's suing the House. We're choosing the best lawyers possible, and we're not interested in his advice on which lawyers to hire.
And again, as we learned in the last half hour, that District 40B race election will now not be January 28th. It will likely be sometime in February. We'll keep you posted on that. Meanwhile, Republicans have until Tuesday to file response to the Supreme Court petitions from House DFL leaders and Secretary of State Steve Simon on the quorum issue. The court will hear oral arguments on Thursday. You can watch the legislative leaders argue on At Issue Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. Lindsay, as we try to sort.
This shit crazy as hell, man. Like, you have a whole Minnesota you're supposed to be speaking for, right? Because of one side of Minnesota doesn't agree with. I shouldn't even say that, to be honest, because it's not just, it's the inner city of Minnesota, Minneapolis, the Twin Cities, because I'll tell you right now, you come out to these areas, they're not, right? So when I was talking about, this Donald Trump, right, and make America great again, I really asked myself, right, when has America ever been great? When has America ever been great? Because I want to run it down, right? Shall we? The black families he refused to rent in the 1970s, the black teens he wanted to execute in the Central Park 5 case in the 1980s, even after they were proven innocent, the black casino workers he mistreated in the 90s, the black president he spread lies about in the 2000s, the whole birthday thing, that was him. The black NFL players he called son of bitches were peacefully protesting during his presidency. The black election workers he targeted after he lost in 2020. Y'all remember his comments about Haitian immigrants. during the 2024 election. And now I want to say this, right? When we look at Donald Trump and we look about make America great again, why is it the only time? Man, I'm gonna say this, and I don't care what nigga, what I don't give a fuck what you are, right? But here's my thing of it is, tell me a time when America was ever great, because we went from chattel slavery to Jim Crow to black codes to the civil rights. Our whole existence in America has been a nightmare. And this is great that we're talking about this on Martin Luther King Day, because to me, honestly, that's how it is. That's how it is. It's literally a nightmare, because when there's no accountability or no justice, America can't be great, because we're too busy running from fear to forget it instead of rising up and fighting injustice. America's great is only great for a certain kind of immigrants, not America first. And that's, they want to talk about make America great when these niggas ain't. This is my thing of it is, most people that, and I'm going to say this because show me documentation, nigga, documentation over conversation. That's all that's it. Documentation over conversation, right? He said we did rise up. The uniparty, deep state machine, our 47th president will be Donald Trump and will make America great again. Like I said, when has America ever been great? You only have known America, well, your dad got over here, that in public information, even in Sirloin, where they come from, where I had a previous family, was 1982 when he met your mama. You know what I'm saying? And that's public information. You know what I'm saying? Because I asked him, who rose up? Like I say, most black Americans don't support two political parties and see it as white supremacy. And you're not a black American man, but a black immigrant man. There is a difference between histories. And you know America. You only know America since your father migrated. I continually say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only know America because of that reason. You know, somebody asked, wait, immigrant? I said, yes. After leaving Africa in the early 1980s, he traveled to the United States and attended MSU Moorhead. It was after he enrolled that he met his future wife, Jane A. Kamara Logan. Yeah, man, people need to do their homework on people. Like, I'm fine and dandy will let niggas talk for me. I don't care about that. But here's my thing. If you're going to speak for a whole community, actually be from our community. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can give Lisa Clemens and Elle Flowers and all them shit all day. But here's one thing that I can't say is those niggas ain't from my hood. They're not from my area, because they are. Even though I might disagree with how they fight, I might disagree with how they come at shit. Even though the frauds and the scams, they're black. And it's the people that we elect allow them to do this. It's because political corruption is legal, and it's fucked up, right? It's really fucked up. You know, and that's the one thing he says, that my history is a broken line of records, which makes the impossible to answer for now. One day I hope to find the answer. Until then, to satisfy you all FBA supremacists, I hereby renounce all FBA lineage claims. All my FBA, Jesus may have mercy on my soul. Listen, that wasn't dude's name, Jesus. That's the name that your white daddy gave you. Your white Donald Trump will talk. Well, that's who the leader of white supremacy is, right? He ain't really the leader. He a puppet of his goddamn self. But Jesus wasn't fully black. We were told what Jesus looked like, and still we don't want to believe that. We don't want to believe because of what we're led to believe. They don't want to believe that the makings of a Negro Christian or the makings of a slave, you know, the Willie Lynch syndrome, because they say everything around it to get around it. They call you crazy. They call you a conspiracy theorist. They call you, well, you know, that's only a theory, right? Yeah, so it's a Stockholm syndrome. It's just a theory. But y'all think niggas got it. Just like with PTSD. Because we literally will look at it, right? This one crazy thing for me is, how are we paying police officers in Minneapolis for PTSD when they were causing PTSD in the neighborhoods of Minneapolis. You had State Patrol go up there. Even what happened down in Rochester with Olivia when Shane Roper. Or we can talk about Corporal Matt Adamson. Or we could talk about Cicero in Olmsted County Jail. There's so many things that we can talk about. But I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're black and you buck the system and you say is like Tupac, I woke up to screaming fuck the world. They don't like you. All because of not because of what you're saying is not the truth. It's because you're gonna fuck up their payday and they don't bite the hand that feeds them. See, people sooner or later are gonna get it. They get it. And that's why I stay away from certain people because they will never get it. They're stuck in it's either their way or the highway. So I'm gonna go my way. And that's the highway. Because it doesn't make it. Here's my thing. We all have different goal lines. It doesn't mean that I have to agree with you on everything. We can see eye to eye on the things that we do see that need change and talk about everything else later. But we know that our world and our economy is fucked up because we see it. We see it no matter what we plug into Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, YouTube, TikTok. I mean, come on now. Lemonade, Red Note. I see more niggas know Mandarin now than anything ever because of social media, Red Note. Because you go over there. I mean, I don't have an account, but everything is oh shit, Trump just came to the White House. It's gonna be a crazy ass day. I remember January 6th. I look at Lizzo fat ass. I shouldn't say that. Just walked Mike Pence. Damn, everybody just booed. Nobody got video. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody got video. It didn't happen. I don't get that. These people be doing some weird shit. But here goes. Let me go to Trump. Go, Amy Klobuchar. I'm gonna go through the videos. It was a 39-second video. Trump.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you.
President Trump, how do you feel?
That's
President
crazy.
This with our viewers here as they get the shot from inside.
Completely different this year. This time around, I definitely will say that. You don't see niggas doing the same old shit. Let's see what this is. Donald Trump and Amy Klobuchar. Well, Amy Klobuchar should be in prison, right? Oh, here goes Amy Klobuchar.
Be sweet when I get her removed out of Congress. Jesus, can you absolutely believe it?
Because we allow it.
Klobuchar.
Right.
Yep. Amy in between. Oh my good God.
Well, see it happen in real time. In real time. In real time. They posted one last photo. Oh Lord. Nigga, you lost in real life. What the fuck? Oh shit. This is why they're using, damn, these niggas are really, really fucked up. So that's why you're seeing all these things on these elected officials' cars. Is to, you see everybody's talking about these drones. Well, that's one of the reasons why is so they can jam. Nobody jams anything that's going on inside those vehicles, and it can be wild sometimes, but it as you know, it really ain't. But it can be, and maybe one day it will be. But I believe that one day won't be very soon. It will be further along than what we I don't know. I used to think that it'd be further, but I really don't think that too much anymore. I think that it'll be here by 2030, which is only a couple years away. Because you already see it. You already see people getting used to automation when it comes to AI. You see them getting used to AI restaurants when it comes to our fast food. So in my eyes, I believe that you're going to be seeing, because I would say like this, I went to an eye doctor appointment and it was all done on, most of it was done on a computer with some guy across I don't know where he was. Say it was in Florida, but I know I live in Minnesota. So we got to get used to it, that people one day will probably, our doctors will probably be a robot. But it says that cartels are using signal jammers, importing tens of thousands of anti-material weapon rounds and using drones against Mexican security forces. This is a huge national security threat. Biden's open border, let them build armies inside of America, and important all this and more too. So we know that there's something going on. I hope people are paying attention. If not, good luck to you. That's pretty much all I can say. But I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna get up out of here today, and I want people to win or fail. And it's all Martin Luther King Day. But before I get out of that, circumstantial, he dropped. And I want to talk about this, about my album. I'm having problems releasing it. I'm uploading it. I've done it. I had to do it this morning. I didn't think I was going to be able to go live because I really wanted to get that done, but it didn't take me very long. Not like I thought it would. So I redid it, and it's reprocessed and all that. So hopefully it'll be out tonight. Tomorrow, I will. Man, I'll do whatever y'all want me to. I'm mad about CapCut with the TikTok shit, because I was in the process of making a video with intro and Power to Truth, which will be my next single. And it's crazy because I'm having such an issue with right now making videos. But with that being said, man, here goes Circumstantial Saint, JoJo featuring Circumstantial, Too Much to Say. This is your boy, the Urban Conservative. Win or fail, freedom or jail, heaven or hell. Wish me well, and y'all have a great one. A really great day. Have a great Monday. Have a great inauguration day. If you celebrate Martin Luther King Day, you're having a breakfast somewhere, you're having brunch, whatever you're doing, enjoy your day. Enjoy your Monday. And we'll be back here tomorrow morning. Win or fail, freedom or jail, heaven or hell. Wish me well, and y'all have a great one.
Too much to say. Too much to say. I got too much to say. Sometimes it leaves me in pain. Too big for outfits designed for untrained brains. Too big to fame. I'm not here to be your brand of insane. I'm here to rearrange, dismantle my pain, and dance in the rain. JoJo been saying, trying not to think about it only builds up the stain. Time to dance in the rain. Band-aids covering gashes, burning with each passing hour. Flashes of light cause I can't access my growth. Let the root take hold. Scan the seas for prosperity. Leave the old ways and find the true truly seek. Leave behind the eyes and judgments of projections they cry. Find the truth you hold so you can understand why. You got too much to say. I got too much to say. How much is too much when you feel you're too much? No one will listen cause it's too much. Are you too much or not enough for you? Go find your own room and be kind to you. They think I got too much to say. How much is too much when you feel you're too much? No one will listen cause it's too much. Are you too much? Are you not enough for yourself and you're too much for them? Cause they aren't enough for themselves. Be kind to you. Clean your room.
And I don't really fuck with nobody. I'm still listening for my own voice. Tryna be led by my own choice. I'm still learning how to trust me. Fall for myself like I'm old boy. Where the fuck do my emotions go when I stop feeling emotional? Am I numb? Lately I've been asking questions.
time now. Can't just give up spaces and places I got no stock in. When I got one life, I won't bow. I get emotional at times, others I overanalyze and I could be wrong. So is it okay if I sigh now? I keep shit to myself and keep my circle tight now, cause they take your words and twist them out. They use your time and take up space they don't cherish. I'm not a burden, you just can't hold me down. I feel my emotions to keep my flow sound. So is it okay if I cry now? Got too much to say. So they think I got too much to say. No one will listen cause it's too much. Are you too